day, another wild story in a crazy way. Gossip nights and endless chats. We're taking turns with heartfelt laughs. Yeah, it's a world where secrets spill. Best friends ride on every thrill. From late night talks to morning cheers, we got each other year after year. Girl, did you hear that wild thing? We got stories that'll make you sing. From heartbreaks to dreams so clear. It's the podcast song for friends who cheer.
And he starts yelling at us that we're on private property.
Yeah, we
and
aren't where we're supposed to be.
We are not welcome there.
No.
At all.
No. I'm not where I should be. See you, brother. We
Sorry.
did. We
Made
did.
a wrong
We
turn-
did
wrong
leave right away. We're like, yep, you're right. Time to go. And
this is not where we're supposed to be.
we
Store
yeah,
we
just
had to
some
go
gun
to.
store.
Yeah, some gun store. But I walked in and it was so stupid. I'm like, yeah, I'm waiting for like a package or something to be like delivered here. And he was like, what?
I'm here for the item.
Hey guys, welcome to Girl, Did You Hear?
The ultimate bestie hangout.
I'm Kristen.
And I'm Jessica.
Today, we are going to start off with a fun story for you that we actually just like re-remembered that happened to Jessica and I way back in the day.
Long time ago.
We determined it was probably like 2017,
I think so.
2018 maybe.
Yeah, I
No,
don't
it
quite
was
remember.
earlier than that
It had to have been.
because I was still working at Subaru.
Yeah.
So it was like early 2000s, probably like 2010, 11.
Yeah.
No, I was with Trevor. So 13, 14, somewhere in that range.
It's been a long time, man.
It's been a long time.
I was thinking like 13 or 14 as well.
Yeah. It was when I was just barely starting out and taking photos and trying to do that.
Really
and just
getting
like,
into it. Yep.
Just literally experimenting. Like I would talk you into doing photo shoots all the time. Other friends, family, my
She's
kids.
like, I just need a
I'm like-
subject.
I'm like, I just need someone. I'm like, I don't care. Like it's not going anywhere. You know, I just need like the practice. And so there was this particular like vision in my head that I had, and it was like out in like eastern Colorado. So it was like on like the plains. So it was
Right.
like flat lands, but I wanted there to be like a tree with like you and like a silhouette, like as the sun is like rising.
It was
right.
a great idea.
It was. And so we go out at sunrise,
All
like
ambitious.
cruising around.
Ready to like make this happen.
Yeah, and we're just driving around randomly. Like
Oh,
we
yeah.
had
Back
no
roads.
we had no like plan of where we were going. We were just
No.
going to find it on like the whim, right? Like that was our plan. Probably first mistake.
We were just running on vibes.
yeah, vibes, man. That's what we do around here. So we find this cool like road, and
Yeah.
to
Dirt
be fair,
road.
I didn't see any signs, but
Me neither.
it was a little bit dark, so there could have been. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean,
But-
because this is dawn.
Yeah, we found this tree, like it's dawn, so like it's barely coming up. Still pretty dark out, and we're like setting things up under the tree,
Mm-hmm.
and then this like truck pulls up, and we're like, who the hell is pulling up right now? At like, who else is out right now
Right.
at this hour of the morning?
right.
And we're both like, what the hell? And it's an older gentleman, and he
Mhm.
starts yelling at us. That we're on private property.
Yeah, we
and
aren't where we're supposed to be.
We are not welcome
Mm-mm.
there
No,
at all.
no.
And my little snarky ass was like, I didn't see no signs. I didn't see no private property signs.
Right.
And like as Jessica and I are like walking closer to the gentleman's car, we see his kid in the front seat. And the kid is just staring straight forward, like no expression, no nothing. Like he's probably like 12 years old maybe.
Yeah.
And he was just like, I'm not going to look over there.
I'm not going to engage. I'm not going to
But
engage.
as I saw him, I also saw like two rifles like stacked like
Just
right
in the
there
gun rack,
in the cab.
Just easy to grab.
Yeah.
Just should
Right there.
Definitely just been
Rifles.
like, all right,
Bam.
you're right. I'm not where I should be. See you, brother. We
Sorry.
did. We
Made
did.
a wrong
We
turn-
did
wrong turn.
leave right away. We're like, yep, you're right. Time to go. And
this is not where we're supposed to be.
We raced. We drove and found another tree far, far away.
Far away from that area. And we
we were still able to get the dawn shoot, which was great.
We were, yeah. It was hilarious, but I completely forgot that happened. And
yeah, well, I mean, there's nothing like the threat of a firearm. Just not like pointing it at people.
Right.
Not like, you know, brandishing a weapon, because that's illegal.
Right.
It's just more of the essence. It was a definite vibe.
Yeah, and we got the vibe. That's for sure.
Read that one loud and clear.
Yeah, I was like, okay, yeah, we
probably shouldn't have gotten so close.
Yeah, I'll gather my things now.
Yep,
Thank you.
all right,
Goodbye.
I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take
Goodbye.
This. I'm just gonna get out of here.
So that was fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Good times.
Think about
Good
how
memories.
far you've come, but like that was so cool though. The sunflowers that we found.
Yeah, and they were all like dead. Remember?
Yeah.
Which was cool because it was like it gave like really eerie vibes.
Yeah.
But you were in like this really pretty dress, and it just like the contrast of like the prettiness and like the dead sunflowers, like it was a vibe for me. Yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
I like weird stuff like that.
Yeah, it was the first time for me of being like, because I don't really like having my picture taken. We were talking about
like
this
doing
either.
that kind of stuff.
I mean, like I said, I'm up here for you guys, but
we love seeing your face.
I appreciate that. Oh, compliments. Ew. No.
Get used to it.
But it was a fun experiment to be your
my muse,
your subject. Yeah.
Yeah. We need to do another one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now that I like know what I'm doing,
dude,
with photos.
Well, yeah.
I didn't know what I was doing then. I was just,
you knew more. I mean, than most.
I mean, I knew some stuff.
You'd seen a couple YouTube videos.
Looking back, I'm like, ooh.
Right? Well, I mean, everything
is how you learn,
gets
right?
better with time.
Yeah.
I mean, even us with this has gotten better.
Yes.
Substantially over time.
We're also talking about that. Also, this is episode 31.
32.
32. I was looking at the wrong page on my little notebook.
It's okay. It's the only page right now.
Because I chose a different color ink today and it messed me up.
Ooh, girl, that is really light.
You can't even see it.
I just had my eyes checked.
So I just like glanced down real quick and saw that the
loud 31.
Exactly.
Right? That's okay.
Not going to use this blue anymore.
My favorite thing to do is make sure we're on the right episode.
Yes. You're the one that keeps us on track with the episode numbers. And she keeps us on time with how long we go, because sometimes I go on rants.
Well, but we love your rants.
Sometimes we get excited too, and we just...
Man, it's just
it's
that
a lot.
easy, right? Right.
It's a lot we talk about. But this morning, I went to the shooting range today.
Tell me, how was that?
It was super fun.
I love that for us.
I don't think I've been to the range since I got my concealed carry, my CCW.
Nice.
Which was when I was doing bail bonds before we went to Florida. So probably like
How long
4
have you
years
had
ago.
That? You need to renew that in another
I know.
year
I need
or
to
so.
do it. I need to actually do it this year because I took the class, but I didn't get the I didn't go get the certificate. But
Wait,
I know
no,
that
you got the certificate. You just didn't go to the state and get the rest of the...
Correct. That part.
Chad and I just...
Yeah, I need to do that part. Because I know there's like a thing now that you can do it and it's fine, even though I took the class like a couple years ago.
As long as you have... The certificate is good for 10 years.
But they take you to the range after you do your class. So at least the one I did. Did they do that for you guys?
No.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh. Yeah, they took us there when we did it. So that was the last time that I was there.
Mm-hmm.
Because I took the class with Rana and her wife at the time. Because Rana's not like she's not like comfortable with firearms or anything like that. She's not, super into that kind of stuff. So, but she wanted to take the class to get like more educated.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went to the range after because they teach you some stuff. Like the class I took like taught you stuff with the firearm in the class with like the fake bullets and stuff like that,
right?
Like the fake guns and all of that,
Mm-hmm.
like the little plastic things.
Yeah.
And so it was cool to see like new people experience that for like the first time,
right?
Because like that's not how my intro to like firearms went for me.
No, mine
for
either.
me, the first time I like went shooting, I was a teenager in
Mm-hmm.
Arizona, and one of our older friends was a gun guy.
Right.
And he had like rifles and stuff like that. He had like an SKS and like a couple pistols and stuff like that. And so we would always just go out to the desert in Arizona and just shoot.
Just go plinking.
And like that's like how I got like my gun knowledge at the time. Like that was like my first experience with guns and stuff. And then like I've always, you know, been around like dated guys that like were into that kind of stuff, you know. So it's always been something in my life. But like I can't imagine someone not experiencing that and then their husband's like, I want to get a gun one day. Like out of the blue, right? Like two people
That's
that
got to
are
be a conflict.
two people that
in
are
their
not like
household.
firearm people. Like one person all of a sudden like wants to get a gun and they're like,
Right.
whoa,
Why? Yeah.
You know?
I mean,
What is your take on that? Or like what is your first like experience with firearms?
first experience with firearms, I think, would be my father.
Yeah.
I mean, he took me to hunter safety class. And
Nice.
shot the 22 and did like some range stuff with that. Shot hunting rifles and stuff. Learned that I love long range. So
I like shooting rifles too.
it's a lot of fun. And then kind of, as you're growing up, you kind of don't have a lot of money for it because it's expensive. Not only is it expensive to own one, it's expensive to like, keep your skills up, go shooting, take classes, stuff like that.
To purchase one,
Yeah, no
to
joke.
like ammo, like to be stocked on ammo. Or
We found a couple friends in our life that had, guns as well. So we'd go out to, was it Left Hand Canyon?
I think so.
Where they used to have like this big old berm that everyone would go shooting at. We used to go shooting up there. And then, of course, just over time, you slowly gather your own collection and then try to sharpen your skills with those. So I've always been around them. I've always understood that they're dangerous. I didn't start getting really good at shooting until more recently or like later in life.
Same.
Because that's when I've had the ability or I've had the tools to do so.
Right.
So,
and like the knowledge of
or just being comfortable. I mean, because guns are scary.
Yeah.
I mean,
they can be intimidating.
They should be intimidating.
They should.
You should respect it absolutely 100%.
Yes.
Like I still have some uneasiness whenever I'm around my own firearms, right?
Same.
And I know that
I'm always like triple checking,
right,
like freaking
trying to make sure that I'm following all the rules of the range
Yes.
and like making sure that all my I's are dotted and my T's are crossed because God forbid something happens.
Yeah. You hear about those crazy stories, dude,
yeah.
and you're like, what? How does that even happen? It happens.
It happens.
And
Like,
it happens to people all the time.
I have a gun in my arsenal right now that's malfunctioning, and it's scary how it malfunctions.
Yeah, when Trevor went, the reason we went to the range this morning was because our friend, Trevor and I's friend Nancy, one of his coworkers, Mike, they're wanting to get a firearm, but neither one of them are experienced or have knowledge, so they reached out because they know Trevor is very knowledgeable.
Right, they know you got the skills.
Yeah. And so Trevor went with him to the range last week, and then he was going with Nancy this morning, and he's like, do you want to come? And I was like, yeah, definitely, because
Give her some support,
because I remember how I felt, like, especially at an actual shooting range.
Oh, yeah.
For the first time, I was like, what? I was very uncomfortable, and it is uncomfortable kind of walking into those, like, facilities or even, like, a gun store to purchase or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
It's hard because, like, if you're not educated, you feel like you're gonna look like you're stupid.
Yeah.
And that's like my biggest fear. Like, and
Same.
I don't want to be presumed as dumb because I'm just naive about the subject, right? And I just haven't taken the time really to like learn and educate myself on how to speak the lingo or whatever, right?
And that industry, unfortunately, is so like stiff-nosed. There's not a lot of like forgiveness for newbies.
No,
like,
and unfortunately, like in my experience, every place that I have gone into, it's usually like a very older gentleman that's very like
the range warden. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're always like very intimidating to me.
Well, because it's dangerous in there.
Well, it's dangerous, but also just like if I'm there, to like ask a question or like I need to pick up something or buy ammo, like even trying to ask for ammo, I'm like, can I please get the 9mm?
I know, right?
I'm like, and like, why is it like that? Like, why are we made to feel like that? Is it because like, is that our own like inner like insecurity because we don't know? Or is that like the vibe that is just in those types of facilities?
So for me, I know in my own ways that if I don't have knowledge in something, if I don't have the confidence in what I'm doing, if I don't know the ins and outs and the back and forward and the mechanics and the rules,
Right.
and the then I'm not comfortable.
Yeah.
And not being comfortable in something gives me a lack of confidence. And then of course, I'm not good at faking confidence.
Right.
So I can't just walk into a room and be like, hey guys, I know what I'm doing. Do you know what you're doing? Because we're going to do this together.
Yeah.
Like I walk into those situations kind of apprehensive, and I understand that shows. That comes off as like,
Yeah.
can I get the thing that goes, what is this? Okay.
It's let me look it up again.
I needed to match the dealy thing that I got.
This picture.
Please.
Dude, one of the first few times I purchased my own firearm, I bought it like through, I forget the name of the website. What's that one? Arms List or something like that?
Yeah.
But like when you purchase off of that site, it's like a used,
Right.
resale website or whatever. They have to send it to like a store.
Correct.
And then you have to go to the store and they
the
have
store
to
can
like
do your background check.
Right. And they do like the proper things to make sure you're good to have this firearm.
Right.
And the
Them's
first
the rules.
Yes. And I will follow all the rules.
Appreciate
no problem.
the rules.
When I had to do that though the first time, do you remember I called you?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, Jessica, help me please. I don't know what I'm doing.
100% I'm down. Let's do it.
And it was far too, like way down in Denver at like some rinky dink, whatever stupid store we had to go to.
Store.
Some gun store. But I walked in and it was so stupid. I'm like, yeah, I'm waiting for like a package or something to be like delivered here. And he was like, what?
I'm here for the item.
I'm here for the item. I think is what I actually said, like verbatim.
It's intimidating.
And
though.
I don't know why those words came out of my mouth. But like that's what came out, and I felt like such an idiot,
Well,
and
right,
that
because
guy
you didn't know what you're walking in for.
No, I had never done that before. I didn't know the process. I just knew I had to go there. So I didn't know like what to ask for. I felt super uncomfortable walking in and be like, yeah, I'm here to pick up a gun from so and so. But I guess that's what you're supposed to say.
Exactly what you're supposed to do.
Exactly what you say. But like in my brain, it just didn't seem like the proper way.
Right. Because like how often do you walk into a place and be like, hey, I've got a Glock 27 that I bought off a guy. He sent it here. I'm here to pick it up. They're like, yeah, cool. Fill out this paperwork. Be with you in a minute.
Yeah.
Instead of the I think
You're
I'm
here to
here
get what?
for hold on. Yeah.
Literally. It's like it gives me so much anxiety.
And you can't even like fake that confidence because you don't even know what that looks like.
No.
Right?
No.
Like
no.
So
100% no.
The guys in there are so intimidating.
Yeah.
And I mean, I get it. They're just old gun dudes, but like
and like they know their shit and like that's great, but
and
like
I appreciate that, but share some of that knowledge.
Yeah.
Rain
like
some
don't
of that
gatekeep the
down
knowledge.
on me, please. Expand. Expand. Give it
instead of just giving us like a cold answer or like not wanting to engage in the conversation.
Like a dick, like make us struggle for what we are actually here for.
Yeah, and make it 10 times worse for us. You know, make us not want to even come back in this freaking store. You know,
I've made gun purchases on my own, which is always kind of scary, but there's something liberating from that.
Yes,
you know, and it's a matter of like making sure you fill out that questionnaire correctly and honestly, and making sure that you have all your I's dotted and your T's crossed, and you're not trying to hide anything from the government.
Right.
And, it's just it's such a polarizing topic because
because some people are all about like pro guns and some are
no.
There's a division there.
It's all there.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean, I get it. It's in the Constitution.
It is.
We're just gonna fall back on that. I appreciate that that's how we live.
Yeah.
And I don't appreciate that they're making the laws tighter and tighter and tighter.
Agreed.
But if that's what they feel like they need to do,
yeah, I guess. But
I hope they see a difference.
I mean, obviously, I understand some of the reasons why, for like school shootings and stuff like that. But like, at the end of the day, like
bad guys will always get guns.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Like, they're always going to find a way to get the gun that they want or whatever.
Your 5-day waiting
Regardless.
period
Yeah.
or your week-long CCW class isn't going to change that.
No, and the people that you don't want to have the guns aren't taking those classes or purchasing firearms the proper
Correct ways. Yeah.
Anyways.
Going through the background checks and all that other
They're
fun stuff.
buying that shit out the black market anyways. So, like.
Or stealing it out of grandpa's house.
Exactly.
Like, it doesn't matter.
No. So it does not matter.
You make it harder for the good guys.
Exactly. The responsible people.
The responsible adults.
Yes.
Now I get it. There's a mixture always.
Always.
Like, there's people who are out there getting guns that probably shouldn't be getting guns. But,
Correct.
like, you know what? Yes, that is what it is. Like, that's always the argument, right?
Yeah, but there's always the argument of, you know, it's like with dispensaries.
Mm-hmm.
There's people out there buying stuff from dispensaries that probably shouldn't be consuming that type of stuff, but they are.
But they are. Here we are.
You know,
and it's to them at a highly taxed rate.
Recreational, legal, whatever.
Substance out here.
Substance,
right.
You know. So I think it's, you know, obviously those two things, firearms and that, do not go hand in hand
together ever.
No. But when I was at the range this morning with Nancy, it made me think about because first of all, I want to give her credit because she progressively got better for the couple hours that we were there.
Good job, Nancy.
She was like much more comfortable when Trevor switched her to my pistol, not his. My little M&P shield, which is like the perfect firearm for like small-handed women, especially like for someone that is like a new shooter.
Mm-hmm.
And like is just kind of branching into like the gun world, right?
Trying
it's small,
to get comfortable.
It's compact.
Yeah.
My biggest issue and the reason why I love that gun so much is even on Trevor's Glock, it's hard for me to pull the freaking thing back, dude. And that was my biggest issue on a lot of guns when we were looking at purchasing mine. So that's why I ended up getting that one. So it's because it was so much easy. And I was like, yes, I don't want to have to struggle to do that.
No, you shouldn't have to struggle to do that. No.
And some of them are really hard. I don't know why they're like that. And I'm like, why is it so difficult?
Yeah. It
shouldn't be that.
You're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Why?
But she liked that much better and did so much better.
And that just builds
on
confidence. I can only imagine.
Yes. And so I told her after we're done today, I was like, me and you and her should all go to the range one day, whether it's indoor or outdoor. I really like outdoor ranges, especially when it's like nice outside because it's just like, I don't know, it's just fun. You're not like compressed in like this room.
Right.
It's not as loud. You know what I mean? You don't have people right freaking next to you most of the time. It's all spread out. Usually a lot of those places are.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I thought that would be fun for us to do that. But also like, what are other things that women should feel more comfortable doing that we don't feel comfortable doing? Because I know there's a lot of women that are comfortable around guns and there's a lot that aren't.
Right.
And whatever their reasons are for not being comfortable, maybe they're just not around it, never experienced, like whatever.
Right. What are we trying to break women into that need to be more women dominated?
Well, but I think
for me, like golf. It's golf.
Golf?
100%. Like I know there's women out there that have played golf since high school.
Yeah.
And are just good at it. They've been in it and they're pros. Like I've seen female PGA or whatever, and like great. But anytime I walk into a pro shop, I'm intimidated.
You're like,
I mean, granted, I know what all the stuff is, and I look like I know what I'm doing. But like, my favorite horror movie is me on the tee box of the first hole. It's tragic, guys. It's not good. But I'm learning. I'm getting better. I can feel myself getting better, but that's what creates that lack of confidence.
Right.
And so I think it's really just a matter of what are you confident in?
Yeah. Or like if you are, trying something new or trying to, gain knowledge on something new, like I guess the right question would be like, how do we overcome that ourselves?
Right. I think we have to put ourselves in like female dominated bunches of this, whatever we're doing. So like you get a bunch of girls together and you go to the range, you get a bunch of girls together and you go golfing, but it's hard when you don't know people who shoot or you don't know people who play golf.
Yes.
And so then you're just out there with strangers hoping for the best.
Right.
And it's intimidating. That's what it is. I mean, I guess maybe intimidating is not the best word, but it's
like uncertainty.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Right. I mean, and it makes you act a certain way. You have to project like you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then if you don't know what you're doing, be open about it. Be
Right.
like, see, this is what I do know. However, I don't know anything about this.
Yeah. I am pretty open, like, nowadays.
Yeah.
When
Oh,
it
yeah,
comes to
fair.
stuff like that. And I'm,
Right.
like, trying something new, or someone's trying to explain something to me that I, like, have sort of done, but not really done. I'm like,
Right.
okay, I know this. I don't understand that.
Right.
Like, if I don't understand something, I will tell you. Be like, what? I don't get it. You know? Like,
yeah.
now I'm at a point where I can say that confidently and not feel like, what do you mean you don't understand? You
Asking for
stupid.
help is hard.
Yeah. Or asking for help is hard.
Yeah.
Or, you know, like, what am I missing here? Like, why isn't this working? And I'm
Why
like,
do I keep shanking it?
you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
like, help me figure this out. I know I'm missing something. Where's the extra eyes that I need
Right.
here to, like, put the pieces together, you know?
And it in golf, it's almost the same. There's
Mhm.
like no willingness to share. There isn't, because there's always some guy on the course willing to help you correct your swing.
Right.
When you're in that moment of, if I hear one more voice that's not my own, I swear my head's gonna explode. But
Someone's trying to, like, criticize you.
or like you're just having just a bad round and nothing's going well, and like your friends are really just feeling bad and they're trying to help you out, and you're like, you know what, I don't need to hear it from you.
like, shh. Enough. Golf is silent.
Golf is a quiet game. But no, and I mean it's hard because you want to learn and you want to be better because
Yeah.
you want people to play with you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I want people to want to go shooting with me, so I try and get as much knowledge on this topic so that I'm confident in this topic, so I can go out there by myself and be like, yes, look, I know what
Right.
I'm doing.
Right.
I mean, same thing with golf. Like,
Yeah.
I've only really gone out once to like a little city course by myself. I mean, I took golf lessons by myself. Like, I'm not afraid to go out and do things on my own,
Right.
but it's not as fun. Like,
No, definitely
it's-
not.
it's great.
Like,
with
it's
a
one
group
thing
of
to, like,
people.
work on, like, your skills, like,
Yeah,
in,
by
like, your
yourself, your
backyard
practice,
or
your
whatever,
practice,
you
yeah.
know? But yeah, like, for me, like, with firearms, that was probably, like, the biggest thing for me, I would think, like, that I, like, in that type of realm of
because
topic.
you don't see a lot of females in the range.
No, you don't. Like, it was literally only me and Nancy were the only females there shooting today. There was a worker employee.
Right.
But even I was surprised to see her when I walked in.
I love that.
And I was like, oh, all right. And she was like an older lady. Not like older, probably like 50, 60.
That's
but,
what you're saying.
you know, I was like, yeah, get it. You know, I was like, that's cool. But I think women should feel more confident if they want to gain knowledge
Right.
about firearms or like want one for protection.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there should be something that like women should go to.
There are like women driven classes.
Are there? That's
yeah.
cool.
I mean, I've seen them, and there's advertisements for them at the range and stuff. I mean, I know the range that you went to has a ladies' day on Thursday,
Oh, nice.
so it's to encourage more of
The femininity.
just
Female,
to
yeah.
give you a discount, kind of bring your ladies.
I definitely feel more confident when I do things with other women.
Yeah,
Like those types of things,
that's fair.
you know?
Yeah,
Like manly things, you know?
yeah.
When you do them more, obviously you just become more natural. But
Right,
like,
and I mean, and of course, practice makes perfect, and
yeah.
with perfection comes confidence.
When we first started though, like I was so afraid to even like pop my own magazine in, rack my own round. Like I made Trevor do all of that.
Mhm.
And then one day he was like, no.
you do
He
it.
was like, you do it. He was like, take it apart, put it back together. Take it apart, put it back together. And like he made me do that shit over and over and over and over again. But now I'm like so comfortable with it that I don't have that bad
Nervousness, yeah.
of nervousness
Right.
now. Like I was not nervous walking into the range today, like a little scared mouse. You know what I mean?
That's fair. That's very fair.
Which was nice. It was
Right.
a nice change up. But I think more women should feel empowered.
Like, how long is
to
it
do
taking
that.
you to get there, though?
I mean, I also am not some like
Yeah,
we're
no,
not, like,
you're really
actively-
driven person.
I'm very driven, yes, but we're also not like at the range every week
All
shooting,
the
shooting,
time.
shooting, shooting.
Right.
You
I
know
see
what I
what you're
mean?
saying. So if you were more consistent in the beginning, you would have got comfortable faster.
Correct.
Ah.
But when I purchased my firearm,
Mm-hmm.
Trevor made me sit there on the bed and take it apart and put it back together like a million times.
I appreciate that. I mean, because you got to be comfortable with it.
Yeah. And he's like, if you're going to walk around with that, you're going to need to know how to take it apart and put it back together, load your shit safely, take it out, make sure it's not,
in good working order.
Yeah, like I can't have you out there willy nilly. I'm like, okay, fair.
With like no education,
No
as
knowledge
to how
of
this thing
other
works,
than how
like,
to pull
if
the
it
trigger.
jams,
Like
then
what do
you're
you do? Yeah,
stuffed.
yeah. So that made me think about that today, and it was cool to see Nancy like experience like that little like level up
and gain her confidence.
Yeah. Like I feel like she walked out of there today like, all right, it's not as bad
Nice.
as I thought.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was really cool to see that. Is there anything else that you feel is like well,
I mean,
an issue?
Like I've been pushing myself through the automotive industry my entire life,
That's
which is
been
a
an
male
issue.
dominated industry.
Yes, as we know.
But like now,
it's probably
the
very
dealership that I work at is 50-50,
I was gonna say
50% female, 50% male on the drive. So, I mean, I remember as a service advisor, female clients telling me that they were more comfortable dealing with me because they felt as if they weren't going to be oversold or taken advantage of,
or
talked down to, or and I understand that, but I'm still kind of a dick and probably still did that to women too. But like
not
that was just my
like,
overconfidence of the subject. Let's be real. I've been in it a long time.
Your shit.
I do. Too much shit, actually. But like that was another thing. It's trying to get more females in it. And now they're everywhere, which is great. I loved it because I remember when I went to college for it, I was like one of 5 girls in the entire school in my class group.
Yep.
And now it's
when I first started in dealerships, the only girls that were working were like the receptionists.
Right.
We didn't have, and the girls that like made the appointments, like for the service department, like the BDC people. Yeah. But there were no like service writers that were female. They were all male. In BMW, for a while, Mercedes and BMW, we both had. It was all like that. It was mostly male dominated. The girls were only receptionists. Yeah. Until BMW, they did have a female service writer, but even then, she was the only one, and then it was me and 2 other girls in the front that were receptionists, and that was it. Everybody else was male. In a dealership of like 100 people.
I've been the only female tech for the longest time. I was the only female advisor for the longest time, and then it just seemed like now they just kept popping up all over the place. Like and then you hit the drive, and then I wasn't the only female anymore because I can't remember any other girl on that drive besides you.
Not before me.
Not before you.
After me.
I mean, there was other girls in administrative roles, like in the office or at the receptionist, or booker,
but not on the drive.
Administrator, not on the drive, and there wasn't any in the shop either.
Nope, all the males.
But that's okay. I mean, that's just. I mean, I was drawn to it. Like, I enjoyed the mechanics, the taking apart, the putting back together. I've always been
like within my masculine self. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
One of my tattoos that I have actually is like a reminder to like try to balance my masculinity like with my femininity because I felt like I always struggle with that.
That's fair.
Because like growing up, I was always gravitated towards male dominated sports, things of that nature, baseball,
very
skateboarding,
tomboyish.
soccer, basketball. I did gymnastics, I did dance, I did all the girly stuff too, but like I didn't enjoy it as much as like the sports and like BMX racing and doing that kind of stuff, and getting dirty and like possibly hurt excites me more than like dancing around all pretty.
Right? Yeah. Same. Same.
Like playing with guns and shit like that is more exciting to me than like I'm gonna go get a pedicure. I also don't like my. That was a bad example. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
No,
I don't like my feet touched.
That's fair
by other people.
But like, I mean,
you know what I mean.
Fair. Very fair. Like, I'm trying to think of something that's like hyper effeminate that you would be. No, thank you. Besides a pedicure, because that's a foot thing.
I am not gonna go to like. I don't know. I'm not gonna go do tea at the Brown Palace.
Fair.
That would probably not be something that I would do.
No, I don't think
I
so.
wouldn't. I would not even know what to act. Nope. I would not know how to act in there. It would be very obvious. and I would embarrass myself, and I don't want to do that to me or anybody with me. So we won't not go there.
We don't have to go there at
Don't
all.
take me
Nope,
there.
Nope.
Take
Nope.
me like axe throwing instead or
There we
something
are.
like that.
Right. That was a lot of fun.
Or, like glass blowing or whatever.
something
Smash
creative
room.
or destructive.
Yes. Those are my two outlets.
Like, I love it.
Breaking things
And
and
creating things.
Hey, they kind of go hand in hand.
Well, you can't do one without the other.
absolutely. It makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
What would you think one of your like biggest outlets is? Like that you like need? Like for me, it's definitely like I have to have a mental creative outlet
Mm-hmm.
and I have to have a physical outlet.
Yeah, same. Physical outlet for me is always like just going out and taking a walk,
Mm-hmm.
like hooking up the dogs and just decompressing around the block sort
Yeah.
of thing. I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So the physical release is great because I can just get lost in my head and try not to get run over by cars and walk the dogs at the same time.
Right,
So
it's
great.
like totally mindless.
Yeah, it's not something
and
I really
you're
have
still
to
kind of
focus
exercising,
too hard
you're moving
on,
your body,
right?
Yeah,
You know, and I still gotta like focus on other stuff so I can distract. But,
yeah,
creatively, anything constructive, anything I can build, anything
Yeah,
I can like,
hands.
yeah. I can make something. That's a
Mhm.
good. So like, anything in the kitchen, can I
Mhm.
bake something? That I think is kind of a creative outlet for me.
Yeah, baking is definitely a creative thing.
What do you do? Yeah, that. What do you do?
Take photos.
That's fair.
Like video, like
I want to see
videoing
what you
things.
take photos of when you're mad at something.
When I'm mad at something.
Yeah, like when you're grumpy. Like, what do
Ugh.
your photos look like?
They still look amazing.
Well, of course they will, but like I'm sure the context
Bro.
of the photo changes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mm.
That's an interesting thought. I don't
I
think
get that might be getting a little too deep.
No,
like,
but like I'm thinking, I'm like, have I ever been in a bad mood at a photo shoot? And I'm like, I don't think I have. Like I've been in a bad mood like that day because like something happened, and then
Mhm.
I'm like, and like there's been times where I'm like, man, I really don't feel like shooting today, and I'm like, oh,
no, I'm saying like be upset about something and then go pick up your camera and go shoot stuff.
and go shoot.
Yeah,
Oh, I've never done that before.
interesting. I'd be curious to see what those photos look like.
Death.
Like
I'm
what
just
you
kidding.
took photos of, right? Like what would be your subject matter?
Usually what'll happen is if I am feeling like I need to have some sort of like outlet that's not like work,
Yeah,
like work photos,
Right.
Or even though those are still fun for me and it's still an outlet, it's different, you know?
right.
Sometimes I need like a different, like a creative outlet. And that's when I'll like find a studio space that has a really pretty set and then call my bonus daughters, like,
Right.
and be like, hey, I need you guys, or whatever.
Yeah.
Or I'll have like a random idea for a photo shoot and I'll call someone or whatever. Like I did really interesting photos for Natalie the other day
Oh, I love this.
for her website. She's redoing like her whole like business model and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But she grew up in the 90s too. So, but like she wanted like 90s like vibes
Love
for her
this.
photos.
Love this.
And they're very 90s. And I was like, oh boy. Like, definitely not my
boy.
normal style of like photography.
Shooting
But it was
outside
super
your
like
realm.
we tried. We have like 4 different styles of pictures from yesterday, and like some of them are like more professional, some of them are just like fun, like 90s, to just like show her personality, right?
Right,
Instead
right.
of just like the business corporate freaking headshot, right?
Right.
No one likes that.
No.
So it was definitely like it was all about capturing like who she is more so like as a person, because that's what she wants to show.
Right.
Like she's an amazing hairstylist, but she's also an amazing person, and like she wants to show that like through
Yeah,
like
I don't want my hair cut by someone who sucks.
yeah, like
I
or
mean,
who's
not just
freaking
sucks at
boring.
cutting hair, but just sucks at being a person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like yeah. So she wants like her vibe to like show out.
That's cool
right?
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll show you when we go upstairs. They're
Oh,
fun.
I love that.
They're fun. Do you have anything else you want to add today?
I don't
We just like
think so.
rambled on that one. I felt like
Girls.
blah blah blah. Girls and guns.
No, I don't think I have anything. Do you?
No.
Besides that,
I'm hungry. My tummy is rumbling.
My tummy.
Tell you
is
that.
grumbly.
Thank you guys for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
Please make sure to hit that like and subscribe.
Subscribe.
Whoop whoop on the bottom there. We
It's
need
over
all your
somewhere.
support so we can go live to you guys.
It'll be a great thing.
Yeah, we'll have fun.
Yeah.
We'll even we could even do like what Trevor does beforehand. Like, He like has like a whole like 5-10 minutes before he actually like starts his episode, where he's just like live.
Do
like,
people really want to
messing
watch
around?
us just like
Probably
chatting
not.
shit, setting stuff up?
Well, when we get to the point that we can have members on our channel, then we can do that.
Ooh.
Because the members on his channel like that.
Fair.
They like seeing all that
We'll
silly
see.
stuff as well. We'll let you know. We'll see if you guys want. Thanks again. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.